Welcome to Transform Your Health World Summit, hosted by Marcie Peters, America's whole life coach. During this exciting event, you'll hear from top health and happiness experts and get life-changing information. It's time to transform your health from the inside out. And now, here's your host, Marcie Peters.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to Transform Your Health World Summit. I'm so excited to have you here. And I'm Marcie Peters, your host, America's whole life coach. Today I have someone really special to introduce you to, and this is Dr. David Perlmutter. And let me tell you a bit about him. He is a board-certified neurologist, a fellow of the American College of Nutrition. He's the best-selling author of 7 books, including the #1 New York Times bestseller, Grain Brain, which I happen to have a copy of, The Surprising Truth About Wheat, Carbs, and Sugar, Your Brain's Silent Killers, and he writes for scientific journals. He's been interviewed on many nationally syndicated television programs, including 2020, Larry King Live, CNN, Fox News, Fox and Friends, The Today Show, Oprah, The Dr. Oz Show, and The CBS Early Show. And his new book, Brain Maker, The Power of Gut Microbes to Heal and Protect Your Brain for Life, was released in April, and it's now a New York Times bestseller. Dr. Perlmutter, welcome to the show.
I'm really delighted to be here, Marcie. Thank you.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to have you, and I know you're doing a lot of amazing things in the world. So I just want to have you start by saying, how did you get involved in becoming a doctor and then looking at nutrition and your journey that's brought you here?
Well, those are actually very different stories. How I got interested in medicine, I have to say, it was pretty well planned out for me as a kid that I was going to go into medicine. My dad was a neurosurgeon. And I was, and still am, the youngest of 5 kids, and really the only time that I would have to spend with Dad was if I met him on his turf, meaning if I went to the office with him or went on rounds to see patients, or what I really enjoyed was when he'd wake me up in the middle of the night and take me to the emergency room when he had a case of head trauma or whatever it was, and I got to go into the operating room with him when I was like 12, 13 years old. So I cut my teeth really early on in terms of my exposure to medicine. I was always fascinated by it. So it seemed pretty natural that I'd go into medicine. I became, as you know, a neurologist, and I practiced in a very straightforward, conventional neurological practice for 10 years with 2 very kind, mainstream neurologists, and I was extremely frustrated in that pursuit, or that part of my life, because we were diagnosing, and that was about it. It was pretty much diagnose and adios, and we had nothing to offer our patients. And I knew that if we dug deeper, there had to be more answers. And lo and behold, I found the answers in nutrition, recognizing that the brain is exquisitely sensitive to our food choices, more than other parts of the body. We knew about the Heart Smart diet, but it turns out the brain is very sensitive. It responds very quickly to the types of foods that we elect to consume. I attended every conference I could, read every book I could, ultimately began lecturing and writing, and wrote a book called Grain Brain, which was my 6th book, and then this more recent one, Brain Maker, #7, and found that as I kept writing books and lecturing to doctors and the general population, the books tended to retrospectively validate the one before, which was really very encouraging, where Brain Maker deals with the gut bacteria and the role of our microbiome, our gut bacteria, in terms of the brain. It validates the book that came before, which was Grain Brain, meaning eat a lower carb diet, more fibrous-rich vegetables, welcome good fat back to the table. We knew that was associated epidemiologically with better brain health, but now we understand through the lens of our gut bacteria that those are the right dietary recommendations as well. And where I am now is at a point in my life when I finally have identified a big area of interest that I think is going to keep me busy for the next couple of decades, and that is the microbiome.